Hey guys, Jonah here. I thought I would do an impromptu review because this is a really fantastic beer, and I have been drinking Belgian beers from the Beer 52 box, which this is not part of. So don't worry if you hate Beer 52, but this is a good beer, widely available. And there was a deal on this not that long ago. I think, if I remember rightly, I think it was Sainsbury's, but could be wrong. But this beer was I've got my blade in the way. I don't know about you guys, but I always hang my blade on the bottle itself. It is Duvel. Absolutely fantastic, classic Belgian beer. It is a bit of a strong one, and this is where hopefully it will zoom in. There we go, 8.4% on the ABV, but it's only a small bottle. But £2.50 this was. I know it's a 330, but if you while we were talking about Beer 52, if you multiply out your subs for Beer 52, roughly about £3 a bottle ish or a can. So getting an 8.5% beer for £2.50, I think that's pretty damn good. The branding is cool. The bottles have slightly changed actually. This sort of artwork, which I thought was kind of cool on this bottle. Obviously, product of the Belgium, which is cool. But we have got, yeah, look at that. That's kind of some cool artwork. I think that is fantastic. There's some interesting things about Duvel, which we will talk about. There is also the D. I love it when branding does things like, yeah, the D on the caps. I also quite like the bottle shape is slightly odd, but when you've got a blade, especially when it's a small bottle, doesn't matter at all. There we go, got a nice haze on there. I have kind of shaken the bottle a little bit. Bit of smoke on there. Smoke on the water. Let's put that bad boy over there. Boom. Let us pour this in. Now, this has been in the fridge for a while, so I'm hoping it's not going to have a huge head. Duvel does create quite a big head because it's Belgium, obviously. Let's try. No, we have got quite a big head. So, wow, look at that. Look at that at the bottom. You see that? Ferocious kind of snowstorm pushing. Wow, look at that head is pushing out the top of the glass. Well, let's see where we. Oh, Jesus, look at that. Let's see where we get to. But look, there is a definite snowstorm on that bad boy. Wow, that's crazy. That is definitely going to start falling down. There we go. Falling down the side of the glass. Let me put that over there. I'm going to pause this video, and as if by magic, I'm going to return with a perfect glass of beer. Cheers and beers. Boom. Okay, Duval, you mofo. I wasn't expecting that, dear viewer. That was atrocious. Yeah, I was much expecting the beers, or one of the beers from my Advent box, to jizz all over the carpet. I was not expecting a shop bought beer that I only bought a week ago and has been basically in the fridge ever since. I really didn't think it would jizz all over the floor. Anyway, Duvel is really special. It's a strong beer, 8.5% or 8.4 in this case. It uses the purest of the driven snow, spring water for their water source. The yeast they use, believe it or not, is a Scottish variant, which they brought in to help. So this is not a very estery beer. It's not like, yeah, it's not one of those banana beers, basically. I mean, it does have a little bit of that, but they use Scottish. It's a Scottish beer. I don't think it is. I can't remember. It's been probably at least probably probably nearer 10 years since I've had a Duvel. Really, really, really good beer. Personally, I like the Hoegaarden Forbidden Fruits. I think that's a fantastic beer. But Duvel is like, a lot of people say, it's like the champagne of beer. A lot of people say that, and you can get it in the 750s and all that kind of. And sometimes you can get them in bigger bottles as well. My God, look, there's lacing all over that glass already. But at least it's settled down because I was really, yeah, I was annoyed. This floor has not had much beer on it. In fact, I don't think I've dropped any beer on the floor this year. I have dribbled a little bit on my trousers. Pardon me. And for a change, I don't have my bandana in my back pocket. Bruce Springsteen style. It's part of my, it should be part of my beer EDC. And I really need to start reminding myself to put it in. It's like having a suit, not of armor, but a suit, and having your pocket square, your handkerchief, in the front pocket. In case a damsel, I don't know, wants to wipe incriminating evidence from her chin. Beer, you understand, beer. What were you thinking, dear viewer? Right, lovely, fresh as the driven snow head. I mean, it's ridiculous. Right, let's dive in. Okay, so we are getting a few of those esters, but not so much heavy on the banana or clove. I mean, perhaps a tiny bit on the banana side, but it's a bit more creamy than that. I mean, there's a hint of banana there, but it's a bit more kind of, a bit more lemony. It's not citrus, because if I say citrus, you're going to think something like Mosaic or, even a kind of modern beer. It is not a modern style. This is like 100, maybe 150 years old. Um, I should have had the information up on my screen. I don't know if I can find it quickly enough, dear viewer. But let me see. I might be able to do it. No, you bummerclot. I should have done this, dear viewer, in the interim. But you know what I did? I drank some more beer, which is, yeah, stupid, really. Right, here we go, Duvel. It says 8.5, but on this one it's 8.4. So unfortunately, they have dropped the ABV slightly, perhaps just for the UK market. A mixture of Slovenian and Czechoslovakian hops. So we're talking about noble hops in the Pilsen style, I guess. The Bohemian Pilsen style, even. Let's have a look. Where's the bit I want to look at? Oh, okay, not as old as I thought. So the yeast was selected in the 1920s, so just over 100 years old, or let's say 100 years old. That would work. And it says gentle effervescence. Ridiculous. And don't forget, this beer had been in the fridge for a week. Ever since the day I bought it, it's been in the fridge, and it basically exploded. Nuts. Oh, just gorgeous. Super smooth, creamy. There is a touch of clove there. There's a lemony kind of thing going on, which kind of cleanses the palate. Um, this is definitely a beer that's on the clovey side, not on the banana side, I would say, even though it's kind of there. It is the house yeast, but the fact that they brought it over in the 1920s from Scotland because there was some, it was basically after the war, wasn't it? They got decimated in the war, lost all their kind of yeast strains and that kind of stuff. They got blitzed, literally. And they went over to Scotland, which the mainland of Scotland, obviously there was a lot of wartime in the sea, around the kind of Jutland and the North Sea, and even the Greenland Sea and all that kind of stuff. Got hammered by the U-boats and all that kind of stuff. But mainland Scotland didn't suffer as much as places like London, for example. They kind of got left alone, to be honest. So for Belgium to seek a yeast from Scotland and then bring it into Belgium and cultivate such a brilliant beer, it's almost, I mean, people talk about, oh, if it's not a lambic beer, then it's not Belgium and all this kind of nonsense. Duvel is, it's one of the top beers, you know. You can't argue otherwise. You can't. Oh. And it is such a yeast forward beer. That's the other thing. And look at that. I mean, my God, there's sort of floating rabbits there. There's sort of snakes and dragons and things. There's a sort of hand. My God, it's like the hand of God coming down from the top of my glass in there too. I mean, half the glass has been painted with the brush of the gods. Very, very, very cool. I think that is absolutely fantastic. The other thing is, obviously, they do a lagering process at pretty cold temperatures, like near enough freezing temperatures, um, just to clean it out a bit. But obviously, that beer, because of the amount of carbonation in it to start with, wasn't the best one to try. But yeah, I mean, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. There we go. There is the Duvel Belgian Strong Blonde. That's what they call it. Absolutely fantastic beer. At 8.4, it says on the can, on the label. Obviously bottle, not can, but I'm drinking an 8.5% beer. On Untapped, it's 8.5. So it has changed slightly over time. Dude, what I would say, dear viewer, please join me in the comments down below. What do you think of Duvel? A lot of people disregard it just because it's so popular, but that is a fantastic, strong beer, that you should try, especially when it's on offer. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Why don't you drink some strong damn beers over this festive time? It would be rude not to, especially Belgian ones. We do have a couple left, and there's one that's quite special. Um, but that's for another beer review, and that will be coming up real soon.